Hey, happy Friday, everyone. Glenn Calloway from the basement. I am battling a wicked cold here, so I apologize for my nasally voice here. Um, Today, special day. It's Larry Graves' 67th birthday, so thank you, Larry. He's doing a live chat this afternoon, and I plan on coming by to wish him a happy birthday. This is the last installment of Ranking Week. From Glenn, the Wanker Ranker. Ranker Wanker. Today, I thought I would end this by ranking what I consider the 10 greatest albums of all time. You know me, I always separate my favorites from the greatest based on plays and stuff. So this would not be my 10 favorites, although I love all these albums. So let's get started. I am going to pick in 10th place The Band, music from Big Pink, their first album, released in 1968, I believe. So different from what was going on. If you think of 68 and you think of Hendrix and Cream and Zeppelin was just getting started, and just the music was just heavy blues, rock, lots of guitars, and these guys come out with this album, which was so different and so amazing, and it has classic songs like "The Weight" on it. This album was a game changer. People like Eric Clapton saying it changed his musical life. Just an incredible record, and very important record in music history. So, number 10, music from Big Pink. Number 9 on my list, 1966, Freak Out. Frank Zappa and the Mother's Invention, another game changer. This album is just so freaking incredible, and again, it was so different from what was happening in 1966. Kind of tied with Blonde on Blonde as the first rock double albums. Um, but yeah, this opened a lot of people's ears. Frank Zappa, Freak Out, number 9. Number 8, not only one of the greatest albums of all time, one of the most perfect albums of all time, Astro Weeks, Van Morrison. Again, I mean, 1967 comes out with an album called Blowing Your Mind, which had TB Sheets, these kind of soulful blues, a lot of heavy organ and harmonica, and TB Sheets, He Ain't Give You None, and then, of course, the big hit Brown Eyed Girl. He puts out this album, and I bought it right away and bring it home and go, wow, this is just like, it was so different for a 15-year-old kid to hear these sounds, like jazzy kind of sounds with Van's. I just loved Van Morrison back then, and I fell in love with this album, and I think it's absolutely perfect. Every frickin' note. The songs are just beautifully done. What a great group of session musicians Van put together to realize his music on this album. Astro Weeks, number 8. Number 7, an album that I think is in everyone's collection, or if it's not in everyone's collection, it should be in everyone's collection. I don't know a soul on earth who's ever said this album sucks. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, just a great frickin' record from start to finish. Every song's fantastic. This, I mean, one of the great albums of all time. There's no doubt about it. And like I said, I'm in the comments below. Tell me if you don't like Rumors, because I've never met anyone who didn't like that album. Okay, number 5. Oh no, number 6, I think. Zeppelin 4. Now, you could pick any Zeppelin album. They're all freaking great, but this is the one with Stairway to Heaven, and kicks off with rock and roll, and just a freaking great album from start to finish. This is the album that I think people will probably get more sick of than any other album because they've heard it so much. But Black Dog, then Rock and Roll, Battle of Evermore, and Stairway to Heaven, side 1. Side 2 with Misty Mountain Hop, Four Sticks, Going to California When the Levee Breaks. Fantastic record. Just when it came out, it was just mind-blowing. And Stairway to Heaven, much as people say that they're sick of hearing it, and it's still one of the greatest compositions of all time in the rock genre. Okay. I got 5 more. Top 5. I'm going with Aqualung, which is also in my top 10 favorites. So maybe I'll talk about that at the end. Aqualung. Perfect album for me. I loved it from the moment I heard it, and a great cover. And again, one of those albums it just rocks and sounds so perfect. Note perfect record. Number 4. What I always consider Aqualung's cousin in my world is King Crimson's In the Court of the Crimson King. Not because they sound the same, just because I love them both the same, and they're both really my favorite albums. So, Court of the Crimson King, 1969, really the father of progressive rock. Just a genius record, and the greatest cover of all time. Number 3, this was hard for me, but I had moved it to 3 just because I had to. Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde. I just think every song on this album is incredible. Bob goes to Nashville, brings all these Nashville session guys in who are not used to Bob Dylan at all. He's away writing stuff, and they're playing cards and doing everything, and at 3 in the morning he comes out and he's going, okay, now we're going to do this track or whatever, and then they got to kind of come up with an accompaniment to these songs, and it just worked absolutely perfectly. It's an amazing album. A lot of hits off of this album. Rainy Day Woman, I Want You, Just Like a Woman. It's Visions of Johanna's on here. Dylan's masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. Number 2, probably a lot of people's number 1, Dark Side of the Moon. How can you not say it isn't number 2? I mean, it's just a brilliant record. For me, I don't play it that much anymore. It's kind of, I don't know. I should give it a try. Maybe I appreciate it. Last time I played it, I played about 3 or 4 songs and I took it off. I was just kind of bored. But there's no denying its greatness. So it's number 2, Dark Side of the Moon. And number 1 for me will always be number 1. The perfect record, a game changer. When it came out, you couldn't get away from it. And that is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The best cover, the lyrics printed out. Never seen that before on an album. The studio techniques they used, the songs, really was a big part of the Summer of Love in 1967. I think the Beatles' masterpiece. When I don't find a weak track on this album. A lot of people do. It seems as the years go by, people slam this album more, but it'll never get slammed in my world. It is the greatest album of all time. Sgt. Pepper. Now, I was going to talk about my favorites. Now, I have a list of 10 favorites. I might do this on another video, but out of these albums, only 2 of them made my favorites list. And they were Court of the Crimson King, or Aqualung, and Court of the Crimson King. The other 8 were not on this list of greatest. So I might do that another day. Anyway, hope everyone has a great day. Stop by and wish Larry Graves a happy birthday, and we will talk soon.